if you pay attention to where the zipper is on this latex suit over here, I really can't imagine how painful it is when your body hair gets caught in the zips later on. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 5th to 10th of May 2025, and this week we have way less figures compared to last week because it is Golden Week holiday, which lasted until around Tuesday, I think. Yeah. Maybe last week's huge amount of pre-orders was meant to rush things out so that, yeah, they can make up for the lesser pre-orders this week. And if there is a main theme for this week, when it comes to anime figure pre-orders, it has to be body hair. Yeah, the hair between your legs down there. Because there are two figures this week which I want to bring up this topic. We'll get to that soon. So without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for genuine scale figures on pre-order this week. And starting off with the largest scale, normally it is 1x4, no 1/4 this week. So the first 1/6 this week, Momoko-chan version, EX version, and non-flocked version by Her Love, a new figure brand, literally their first figure. So the deluxe version over here with the wall scroll A5 size is 24,000 yen, and if you want the standard version, you don't care about wall scrolls, 22,000 yen. And I'm too lazy to open a new tab over here. There is also a flocked version, which is available in both standard and deluxe. So there is a total of 4 different versions of this figure. And if you look at the product pictures, right, on HLG or Ami or anywhere else, the flocked and non-flocked version look exactly the same. So what is the difference? I actually looked up for details online in MFC and some other places. Apparently, it has something to do about the secret garden between her legs. Non-flocked version means cleanly shaven. Flocked version means you get a bush down there. So just for this one single feature or difference, they made 4 different versions out of this figure. I'm not sure if it makes any sense. Maybe to the company it makes sense. This is not something new. Like some Japanese figure brands have done it before, but the difference was that they gave you a decal or a sticker to apply on the figure, so you get to, decide yourself. But this time around, they made 4 different versions of the same figure just to offer you bush or no bush. It is a bit ridiculous in my opinion, but maybe a permanently applied one will look better than a simple sticker. Yeah, maybe it'll look better. If I have to choose, yeah, I'll choose the non-flocked version. And this is based on an artwork by an artist. I don't know the name of the artist. And according to people complaining about this figure, her bust size is too big because the original art isn't that big. And I do understand these complaints over here because it feels like a lot of figure brands, be it the genuine or the third parties, they like to inflate the melons of anime or game characters by 1 or 2 sizes for some reason. I would prefer if they stay loyal to the original art, the original character design, yeah. And we don't need more anime figures with more normal bust sizes, like medium is premium kind, not too big, not too small. The realistic ones you see in real life, I wish that those were more common, but we usually get the really big ones or the really flat ones. The ones in between are quite rare, yeah. As for me, my opinion on her face over here, it feels like I'm looking at Violet Evergarden selling her body on OnlyFans because she ran out of money. It is really all down to whether you like the character design or not. Moving on to the next one, we have a low-budget 1x6 scale figure from Eclipse Collectibles, a Chinese brand. Mrs. Rui, 14,000 yen, April release. Yep, April 2026. So with this one, going by the official pictures provided by Eclipse Collectibles, there are no indications of this figure being customable. But at the same time, maybe they are trying not to attract unwanted attention as a Chinese figure brand, who knows? My opinion on this figure is that this can be easily made to be customable. Easily made. For example, the head, make it removable because there is a gold color ring over there. That gold ring is meant to hide the seam line between the neck and the main body, right? And then that gold ring is obviously connected to the chest piece, one whole piece. You can just lift it up and yeah, you can expose her oppai that way. It is so easy to do it, but we don't know if that piece is permanently glued on the figure or not. That's the thing. So I wouldn't want to get your hopes up and say this is customable, but there is a possibility she might be. And even if you can remove her top, I think the figure would look a bit weird because, the chest is exposed. Meanwhile, there is cloth beneath over here. Yeah, on the lower body, I mean. So it is a bit weird, but I really wish that Eclipse Collectibles give us that option to cast off, but keeping quiet about it. That would be a really nice surprise, right? As for character design, one of those giant melon stuff, not my cup of tea, but 14,000 yen for something like this is reasonable. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1x6 scale Kana illustrated by Madaing by Otherware, which is related to Party Look. In case you don't know, this is like their safe for work division in a way. 21,000 yen. And there is a deluxe version of the Wall Scroll, 23,000 yen, February release next year. No, this is not a cultured figure. This is just a normal artwork figure where you can remove her jacket and it is beautiful. I mean, look at the gradient, the shading work on her jacket over here from behind. That is beautiful painting. More of it on her hair, very obvious on the hair. So this figure, you know what? I want it. If not only for my priorities where I have a lot of Nikkei and FGO figures to aim for at this price range, 20 to 30k. Yes, this is something I would love to have, right? This is beautiful. The base is compact, yet really nice. That mirror over there is a really nice touch. This is so attractive, man. There we go. You can remove her jacket. And wow, hot geared. This is one of the main highlights this week. Definitely, this is really good. Right, moving on to the next one here. 1x6 scale Duke of York, the Chick Counselor by from Azur Lane by Magic Arts, Chinese brand as well. 1x6 scale, 20,000 yen only, January release. Okay, the detail level is just okay. And for some reason, it feels like this figure is made to complement Anygame's 1x6 scale series of Azur Lane figures. I don't think there are any connections between Magic Art and Anygame, but it feels like this is made to complement that. Yeah. Of course, you can remove her glasses, but that is about it. Even her office outfit is just okay, not too detailed. But this is a great looking Azur Lane figure. As usual, with someone like me, I would love to have that office chair over there. I actually have 1x6 scale chairs in my studio, which I use as a prop to display or photograph my figures with. But those chairs are a bit oversized even at 1x6 scale. I would like something like this, Yeah, this is a nice chair, man. I'm ignoring the chest. I'm ignoring her huge melons on her chest and focusing on the chair over here. Alright, any Magic Arts, Magic Arts, their figures are okay, they are fine. Currently, I would rank them around B+. No, not A tier yet, B+, but that is a solid score. Moving on to the next one, this figure pre-order opened last Saturday. So yeah, that was after I finished filming last week's episode. 1x7 scale Hoshizora Tetsudo Toshiro no Tabi, complete figure set Noah, Neri, and Karuha by Sundrop's Chinese figure brand, yes. 21,500 yen, and this is literally their first 3 figures on pre-order. Sundrops made their first appearance just a few months ago in One Fest, and these 3 figures were still unpainted back then. I covered them. And you know what? 7,500 yen each is not bad at all. The bad news is that, lolly characters at 1x7, these won't be big figures, but 7,500 yen each, yeah, I would give it a pass. And for some reason, these 3 characters really reminds me of the slightly classic anime and even games, Erogaze from early 2010s or late 2000s, the character design really resonates with me a bit. It feels nostalgic even, like I've seen it somewhere. You know, back then when anime like Clannad were popular, yeah, this reminds me a bit of those kinds of anime. Clannad, for example, or even Touhou, yeah, Touhou 3, Touhou 3, and then what else? Yeah, old stuff. Anyways, if you love your lollies, this could be worth considering. I really wish that they made the 3 lolly characters from you know what H anime. Do you know which one I'm referring to? I'll leave it to you to figure it out. Alright, moving on to the next one here. One of the main highlights this week as well. And I am currently running a giveaway, a figure pre-order giveaway, where there will be one winner who will receive this figure. Please to check out my most recent upload before this video, the one I uploaded on Friday, where I reviewed an Asanagi art figure. There are instructions over there in that video on how to participate in the giveaway, and there are a few things that are important you need to know. So back to this figure over here, Dear My Rubber Mew Kurokawa Deluxe version by SSR Figure or Infinity Studio, 21,545 yen, September release. Releasing in China in August, if I'm not mistaken, and Japan in September, which is very soon. We are like 3-4 months away. And there is the standard version, which I have no idea why would you get the standard version over here for 17,000 yen. You add on that 5,000-6,000 yen over here, you get 2 entire figures in the box. This is the only version that makes any sense. And if there is one complaint I have on the character design of this one, if you pay attention to where the zipper is on this latex suit over here, I really can't imagine how painful it is when your body hair gets caught in the zips later on. I told you, body hair is the main theme of this week's Figure News Weeks. Of course, number 1, we are looking at anime logic over here. And number 2, maybe she shaves every day, who knows? And number 3, maybe she's wearing pantsu underneath. She's not completely hadaka underneath. I'm just trying to figure out a reason why this makes any sense at all. This outfit design over here. Anyways, is this based on an artwork? No, this is based on a cosplayer, right? And I'm attaching a screenshot of this post on screen right now. Yeah, a really pretty cosplayer and maybe a model as well over at Twitter. SSR Figure themselves retweeted that picture. So this has to be licensed, obviously. They made an agreement with the model behind this figure and character. Very nice. And also in my Asanagi Art Liuchi figure review, I predicted this figure to be 22,500 yen. So I'm quite close, just 1,000 yen cheaper. Alright, so moving up to the next figure, we have 2B from Good Smile Company. Yup, Nier Automata, 21,000 yen, September release. I thought that Good Smile already has a 2B on pre-order. Did my memory serve me wrong? I know they have a really boring looking A2 which is cheaper, like 16,000 yen, right? That A2 was boring, and then I think they also have a 2B figure on pre-order, but I might be wrong. However, this version over here, I like the pose a lot. And this is the kind of 2B figure which I would go for if I don't have too much space to display, but I want a high quality PVC figure of her. You'll see we get a diorama base that is compact and does not take up too much space on your shelf. I love this kind of bases because it is not lazy. It is not a simple black disc or plastic disc. They actually design a base that complements the figure, and it is not a huge one. So this is the best kind of PVC figure in my opinion. And the pose is not boring, right? The only problem I have with this figure is that, Good Smile, why didn't you give us a separate face piece where the blindfold is removed? Or is that like Good Smile online exclusive or something? I did not check Good Smile's website, by the way. That would really suck if it is the case, yeah. However, even with the blindfold, I'm fine with that. And for me, I am very interested in this figure. I'm very interested. I'll wait until after release and then decide. I won't pre-order this early. You know, because there are so many different figures of 2B and Nier Automata out there, which means a lot of choices, huge quantities available in the market. I don't see her value going up after release. And for that reason alone, I don't see a point pre-ordering early when there is a chance where her price will be after release. Even a 20% off is enough to make me hit the purchase button. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have 1x7 scale Arknights Cull Seat, the Pilgrim version by Apex Toys, 21,000 yen July release. And you know what? I have been seeing pictures of this figure circulating on Facebook for the past 2 or 3 weeks. It must have pre-order opened in China, in Taobao, way earlier, maybe a week or 2 earlier. This really feels like looking at a monument of some kind. A sculpture or monument of a very famous person. It feels that way to me for some reason. And yeah, 21,000 yen, if you love Arknights, hit that pre-order button. This is incredible. But if you say you want to wait until after release, not a bad idea, because Apex Toys stuff, they never become too rare or expensive. In Japan, yes. If you look for Ningguang or Keqing from Genshin Impact over in Ami, you would be lucky to find one for 30,000 yen. It could be higher. But over in Taobao, they are everywhere. So for that reason, at least for someone like me, I don't see a need to pre-order this too early. Unless I plan to review it, then I would get the figure as early as possible, obviously. Man, this is so nice. And now that I've fallen into the Nikkei hole and also FGO hole, I really don't want to mess with Azur Lane or Arknights. Man, the stuff that I want to buy would be endless. Moving up next, Blue Archive Akko Dress version from Good Smile Company. 1x7 scale, 15,000 yen only, April release. One interesting trend I've noticed with Blue Archive figures, a lot of them are cheaper stuff, like anywhere between 12,000 yen to 25,000 yen. There are not many Blue Archive figures that goes beyond 25k, unlike, for example, FGO or Nikkei, right? And my guess over here is that maybe the demographics, the people who love Blue Archive are probably of a younger age group, maybe high school students to young adults, college students, and those people, they don't have purchase power, right? So they can't sell stuff that are too expensive. That might be the reason. I mean, if you look at things from a practical point of view, FGO players are rich adults, obviously, in their 30s, in their 40s even, but players of Blue Archive could be completely different. That's the thing. You see, the last few Blue Archive figures, right, that Good Smile has placed on pre-order, most of them are under 20,000 yen. They do the swimsuit version, they do, yeah, like gym outfit, even Furio's gym outfit girl that I don't remember her name, with huge wings one. That is also under 20,000 yen. So, yeah, Blue Archive players are maybe poorer. Maybe, I don't know. Whether I will get this figure, the answer is nope, unlikely. Yeah, too simple for my taste. That's the thing. I would love to photograph it at least. And if you like her and you want to pre-order her, by all means go ahead, because Good Smile, they are making great figures at a low budget. Moving up next, we have this Hatsune Miku. This is probably the most expensive PVC figure this week. Miku Digital Stars 2023 version by Hobby Stock, 38,000 yen, December release. You know what? This could be the perfect purchase for any Miku fan if she was maybe 30,000 yen. 38k feels a bit too much. Yes, this is a very complex figure. Look at her from the side. That dragon tail alone must have cost a few thousand yen. I mean, I can understand, why she's so expensive, but I wish that she is in the lower 30,000 yens, not the higher ends of it. Yeah. A highlight this week for sure. This is an amazing figure. Hobby Stock, their figures are fine. I have no problems recommending their stuff, but their figures tend to be quite expensive, as you can see. Damn, man. I have a friend whose room is full of Miku stuff. He's going to buy one for sure. He doesn't even care, right, about the price of something like this. Moving up next, we have Lilial again. Amano Rivisa. Wow. This anime surprised me so much based on the sheer number of PVC figures they have generated. Not just the price figures, the premium PVC figures so many companies are making. It has to be really popular in Japan. Yeah. So this is from 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. A season 2 has been confirmed. And this is made by Kadokawa, 22,000 yen, January release. Have I covered this already in Ami Ami a few weeks ago? Because Kadokawa figures tend to pre-order open a bit late on HLJ. And as for the face on this Lilial figure, yes, it looks different, right? From what you see in the anime, that is normal. I think this has to be based on like some light novel or manga cover. Yeah, manga cover, I think. So the art style is a bit different. We have seen it so many times where a manga or novel character, when they get converted into an anime series, then the eyes are different. Yeah, different art style. Still really good looking. I would go for it if I like the figure. Moving up next, we have a re-release of Nice Nature from Uma Musume, 1x7 scale by Fat Company. Was this an exclusive back then during the first release? I can't remember anymore. I think this was an Ami Ami exclusive back then. So she's no longer the case. 25,200 yen January release. If there is a line of figures where Fat Company is doing very well, yep, it is Uma Musume. Their Uma Musume figures are expensive, borderline on overpricing. I've complained it before. But what does this tell us? A re-release tells us that it is selling very well. And maybe Fat Company did a great job with the figure. So yeah, if you missed out the first release, go for it. I'm still unwilling to pay 25k for a simple figure like that. In the end, this is a simple figure to me, you know. Oh, you get extra parts. I've forgotten. Yeah, you get extra parts. So the 25k is more justified, I guess. The faceplate's different? No, the faceplate is the same. Only the arms are different. Alright, moving up next, what do we have over here? Okay, the last three figures are low budget figures. Melty Princess, Roxy, Migodia. This is a re-release. Yep, this figure came out already. 8,000 yen and they are tiny. But people buy it anyways. Maybe Mega House is doing a great job. So my problem with Mega House, as you guys know, they make figures that are way too small. Doesn't matter what product line, their figures tend to be quite undersized. But the paint quality at least is up to scratch. The quality is good. So people who do not have too much space, you know, the Japanese and their tiny apartments, they will appreciate stuff like this. The next one here, we have Dandadan Tenohira Aira. Tenohira is more like the product line. Okay, 8,000 yen as well. October release, Mega House GEM. Tiny figure as well, is it? Yeah, tiny figures. You know, this disparity I'm seeing between the popularity of this anime Dandadan and the figure market is insane. Everyone seems to like the series, but when I look around, there are not many premium scale figures of this character from this anime. Yeah, they are all like lower budget scale figures for some reason. And then the last one on HLJ, Yoichi Isagi from Blue Lock. Also the tiny palm-sized figures for 8,000 yen, September release. Way too small for me. So moving on to Ami Ami, we have 5 figures, not many. The first one is an Ami Ami exclusive, Mega House, Luquia. Rock is a lady's modesty. Lilisa Suzunomiya, 1/8 scale, 25k. Okay, this is a beautiful figure. So Rock is a Lady is a currently ongoing seasonal anime. I haven't started watching it yet, but based on what I can see, if I take everything on face value, right, based on the previews I've seen so far, it is like one of those musical animes, K-On and so on, must be one of those kind of shows, Bocchi the Rock as well. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a try someday. And she comes with 2 face expressions, the mouth open one and also, yeah, the smiling, the aggressive smile. 25k is okay, I guess. It is still expensive given that this is a 1.8, not a 1.6. Pose and everything else and the base, that is amazing. Right, moving on to the next one. This figure went on pre-order on Ami Ami already. Nowhere to be seen on HLJ yet at the time of recording. Hopefully in the coming week, because I'm really interested in this one. So now we are starting to see new skill figures from Snowbreak Containment Zone. I was just asking this question a few weeks back. Where are the figures? Good Smile announced one which I did post on YouTube as a community post. And then now we have this Cherno and Mersault Apprentice Made 1/6 skill. 2 figures for 26k by Race Dream, Chinese figure brand. January 2026 release. Hell yeah, baby. Go for it. So, Race Dream, I know them best for their Touhou figures. They have this Remilia Scarlet and the other one, I don't remember her name, at 1/6 scale with those huge wings and a giant rock base. They are around 30,000 yen each, if I'm not mistaken. Those 2 figures are incredible. So, having seen those 2 figures, yep, I'm confident enough to recommend you guys to pre-order it if you like what you're looking at. This is great price, right? And the funny part is that the standard version is not that much cheaper, 16,000 yen almost. And this is interesting because for the regular version, they actually give you swappable parts. You display either Cherno or Mersault, not both together. You can swap the head and can swap the outfit slightly. Interesting way of doing things, and it is probably for the best. For people on a budget, maybe having the option to change things out every once in a while is not a bad idea at all. It is better than selling 2 separate figures, right? Cherno, 1 single, maybe 13,000 yen figure, and Mersault, 1 single 13,000 yen figure. Instead of doing things that way, they give you swappable parts, which is interesting. Yeah. So they have to mirror image, right? That black color girl's head. Yeah, they have to mirror image it. They're not exactly the same figure either. Of course, I would go for the deluxe version because you get to slap 2 Oshiris at once instead of just 1. Moving on to the next one here, we have Amakami Konomi 1/7 scale by Furio, which went on pre-order on a Saturday, but I managed to catch this pre-order over here. 20,000 yen, releasing in March 2026. Okay, there are no details over here like where she is from. Let me guess, like, is this some kind of VTuber character again? Let me know down in the comments below if you know anything about her. Because if this was an artist, like an artwork from an artist, normally Ami would mention it, but no word on that, just the name of the character. Just a cute cat girl, nothing much going on. Maybe wait until after release. Okay, and the last figure on Ami over here, this also went on pre-order on Saturday, I think. Tower of Fantasy, Lean 1/7 scale by Omaha. What? Omaha, they make premium 18 plus scale figures. What happens over here? This product is an officially imported item with Chinese specifications. This is the China version, not the international version. Interesting. Okay, 6,200 yen, September release. Low budget scale figure from Omaha, and it is a character from Tower of Fantasy. This is so random. Yeah, detail is on the low side, as you can see over here. No shading at all on her hair, on her bikini, but at this price, won't complain. This is good stuff. In fact, we need more figures like this, if anything, because the hobby is getting too expensive. Alright, and our last stop on Ninin Game for Insight B full figures, only 1 single figure this week. Tentacle Subjugation Failure, we caught Lira, 1/5 scale, 23,000 yen, releasing in December. So I can't show the picture for obvious reasons, go and check her out yourself. And that is all for genuine licensed figures on pre-order this week. Now we shall move on to OSGK for third-party resin figures this week. Well, not too many figures, and we shall begin with Anya, as usual. The first one here, Anya Cos Zetsu. Yeah, from Naruto series. Like, the only reason why I could recognize this is a Naruto character is because of the symbols on the outfit. $92, green color or pink color hair. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Wow. If there is a cosplayer who can replicate exactly like this when they go out and cosplay in an event, That would take a lot of dedication, man. This is quite hard to choose, man, because this is the one you normally want to go for because it represents the character better. But the pink color version comes with a crying face. This is so hard to choose. Alright, moving on to the next one here, we have Anya cosplaying as Satoru Gojo by Kira Kira Studio, $105, and you get to choose between pink hair and white hair. I don't like this one as much. Let's have a closer look at the face. Man, Anya is like a meme character in the world of third-party figures, man. Moving up next, okay, only 2 Anya figures, but the next one here, wow. Asuka Langley Bikini Maid with, cow. Nowadays, cow bikini seems to be really popular for some reason. By Ziye Studio, $185. Reasonable. June 2026 release. And you know what? This figure looks great. I like it a lot. But the next Asuka and Rei figure is going to be batshit insane. It is the best third-party figure this week. So coming from Imagination Studio, we have Asuka Langley and Anmi Rei. This is very expensive for a good reason. Each goes for $555 at 1/6 scale. A set will set you back at $1,067. So I have always thought it was weird that Imagination Studio has been weirdly quiet recently. Maybe they are trying to catch up their their delayed figures because they were caught in the crossfire, right, of the 18+ figure crackdown over in China. Now they are back announcing new stuff, and hot damn, man. I'm not exactly a very big fan of Evangelion, but I do like their stuff. And if I have really deep wallets, yep, this is what I would get. I want the set. But $1,067 is what I paid for a Canon R8, a full frame budget camera. You can buy a camera that gives you pro level image quality. $1,067 for a set. Of course, this is not something that everyone will like. I have received feedback or opinions from other people in my Discord server saying that this is too cluttered, too messy looking. I agree, it is kind of cluttered. But you know what? It is like, I don't want a figure of the mecha and a figure of the human characters, Rei and Asuka separately, and the scale wouldn't match, you know? Like a Revoltech of that mecha character. It looks weird. But this one, we have a bust figure of a mecha character with a full body human character. I think I would go with that. Yes. Damn. I really wish that I'm not so poor. I would go for this set, man. This is among the best third-party Rei and Asuka figure in the past 6 months, maybe. Maybe you would prefer a simpler figure at 1/4 scale, but I love my dioramas, and hot damn, I have nothing else to say. Pre-order it if you feel rich. By the way, in case you're not aware of, OshJK has made an announcement in their Facebook page. If you are not on Facebook, you wouldn't notice it. They say that any Americans who buy figures or pre-order figures from them, you don't have to worry about tariffs. That is what they said. I suppose that they have a way to make things work. Yeah, and so you don't have to pay more than double for figures. Whether that is legal or not, their methods of making it work, yeah, that is not my problem, really, not my issue. Just that if you really want this stuff and you're living in the US, right, maybe you should consult them on this tariff thing. They said that they have a way of making it work. So I'm just telling it. I'm just passing on the message to you guys watching this from the US. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. Yozai Renshin Studio, they are known for their 1/3 scale doll figures in a way. RAM, $344, July 2025 release. Basically the same body, the same Hadaka body, they keep slapping different heads on it. Yeah, so that is why they can pump these things out so quickly and so fast. And for people who collect 1/3 scale dolls, yeah, Dolphy Dream, BJD and so on, then these dolls would Yeah, they would display nicely next to your existing ones. So they won't be bad purchases depending on what kind of collector you are. Face is fine. I don't think I've seen anyone mess up the face of Ram before. Even the third parties get it right. Moving up next, we have Yunmeng Studio Shadow Series Phantom Shadow. And this is licensed, so it has to come from some Chinese game or manhwa, I guess. This is available at 1x4 scale, which is only... Yep, $287 at 1x4 scale. The 1x6 is going for $200. What? $87 of difference? Then go all out and buy 1x4. I love the texture on her outfit, man. Oh, you're getting diorama rock base over there. All this for $287 at 1.4. I don't like the glasses though. Okay, this is a value buy, really. Moving up next, what do we have here? HS Studio 7 Deadly Sins Pride, and this is licensed apparently. Maybe it is their own original character, so indirectly it is licensed. You can buy her unpainted, but the painted version is $245. No skill mentions, but the height is between 36 to 50 cm. Wow. 48 cm, this is 1x4. 1x4 at $245. Think about that. Is this our new Pope? No. The new Pope is some American guy from what I've seen in the news. Okay, not my kind of thing, like hot nuns are hot, but realistic face that ruins everything for me. Moving up next, we have Liang Wei Studio Dragon Girl. Man, my mouth is kind of dry, so I'm mispronouncing some words over here. Okay, December release, 1x6 scale. And what is up with the price conversion over here? I selected US dollars, $171. Okay. Looks like she is completely Hadaka though. So do you like your dragon girls? If you like Monster Musume, you might be interested in this figure. Go and check her out. I couldn't show you too many pictures over here. Moving up next, we have Invoke Media Studio, Blue Heart and Zelor 1x10 scale statue, $478 because it includes an entire dragon over here. December 2025 release. There we go. Yeah, it makes sense to do a statue like this at 1x10 scale. 1x8 would be too big. That is really detailed for 1x10 scale. You see, when you use resin, right, to make 1x10 scale, then everything becomes really small and brittle. I wonder how they're going to do it. There's a reason why a lot of resin figures start from 1x6, not 1x7 or smaller. Yeah, there are a few rare exceptions, like Touhou Figure Studio, their stuff are 1x7. But in general, the reason why they do 1.6 and bigger is because resin is really fragile at smaller scale. Very thin parts, right? So I'm curious about this one. How do they do it? The overall dimensions, limited to 150 units, 40 cm in height, 54 cm in length. Wow, this is big, even at 1x10 scale. Okay, moving up next, we have a 1x4 scale Yor Forger from Spy Family by HB House. $400. No release date yet. This looks nice. Okay, this realistic face is great, but it looks like a cosplayer, right? A really pretty cosplayer. Come on, just give us an anime version face for swapping, right? Give us the deluxe version where I can swap out the face, and this would be perfect. This looks really nice, man. 57 cm. Ooh. Okay, $400 for all of these is actually very reasonable. Just that I want an anime version face to choose from. It is not difficult to make. Now, when I think about it, there is a possibility that some third parties, right, they avoid making the anime version face because they want to avoid potential copyright issues. There's a likelihood of that reason, but I still demand for anime version face. Moving on to the next one, another Yor Forger at 1x4 scale by Chien Studio. Okay, this is an early bird pre-order and only a teaser pic. This is all we get to see. No price, no release date yet. So it is really too early to discuss anything over here. But if I had to choose, the previous one over here is way better for obvious reasons. Yep. Moving up next, this is interesting. Nana 2.0 from We Are a Design Studio, $586 at 1/6 scale for 4 figures over here as a set. December release. Now Nana is like a classic in a way. I don't remember what year the manga is, but should be either 1990s or early 2000s. And this is the kind of figure where none of the genuine PVC figure brands would touch, because really, who would buy this today, right? Not many people. That's the thing. Unfortunately, it is not mainstream enough for the genuine brands to care. Last week, we had a Nana figure. This week, we have another one. One could say that this is a one and done figure. You buy only this figure and then you have the full set already. You don't have to worry about buying a second or a third figure of the same character. Moving on to the next one, Dream Doll Studio Frieren, $167 at 1/6 scale, December release. Just Frieren in a bunny suit, right? Yeah. I can't recommend this when there are many other choices out there for this character. Way too many, in fact. So if you are a hardcore fan, sure, buy as many Frieren figures as you can, but for everyone else, look for other options out there. Moving up next, we have Tatsumaki from Moonlit Studio, $203, 1/6 scale, December 2025 release. I have a problem with her face though. It doesn't look bad. It looks really nice, but I don't think Tatsumaki looks like this. How do I even describe that? I feel like Tatsumaki's eyes are not this big. They are a bit like more sharper. Yeah, they look sharper. Different art style, I think. Yeah, so it is throwing me off a little bit over here. $203 is fine. Moving up next, we have 2 Violet Evergarden figures. Seems like we're getting more figures of her from third parties nowadays. The first one is by Hayaku Studio, $228, 1/6 scale, September release. Okay, this is a nice package. Diorama base, street lamp, and the figure. And oh, the face is great. Okay, I'm not as detailed as some of the 1/4 scales, but understandable. $228 for this is a nice package, man. See, the genuine brands are so slow to react, and then now, yeah, all the third parties are pushing these things out. Hayaku Studio, right? I've never heard of this brand, but this is very convincing. This is actual product picture. I can tell. This is not CGI, right? Actual product picture. If the final product looks exactly like this, hell yes. This is one of the better 1/6 scale figures of her. $228 is very reasonable and coming out in September very soon. The second Violet Evergarden figure over here is by BFF Studio, $210, and they made 2 different versions just for the eyes. Closed eye or open eye. The face on this is really nice as well, like very accurate, no complaints from me. It feels like every Violet Evergarden figure needs to come with a suitcase, otherwise it wouldn't be her. I would love to see, one hand being obviously a prosthetic. That would be better, but this is not bad either, man. Both are great looking. This is hard to choose. Both are great looking. I find this one to be more photogenic. There we go. This is a nice image. This is more photogenic. But the base on this one is slightly better because of more stuff. Well, this is tough because both are really good. Okay, moving up next, we have Touhou Figure Studio. There, I just mentioned them earlier. Kochiya Sanae from Touhou Project, $184. 2 versions here. Okay, version A, $184. Version B, okay, just different color for the stockings. Tough choice because both of them look just as good. I don't know which one to choose. Plain JK figure. The scale is not mentioned, but the height would be 26 cm. This is somewhere between 1.6 to 1.7. Yep, just a plain JK figure. Moving up next, we have 1x4 scale Saber Lily, realistic face again. 4 versions here. Oh yes, Distant Avalon and Golden Caliban, if you remember the Good Smile version from 10 years ago. Same thing over here, version A, $419, you get the Saber Lily outfit without the armor, the Golden Caliban version. But this is holding the Excalibur sword. And then version B is with the armor for $51. That is what I would choose if I get this figure. Version C... What? Oh. What? Is this like a separate base you can buy for $304? I'm confused. And version D, you get B plus C. Okay. Yup. Like, it is like a separate base or separate diorama part you can display behind the figure. It is weird to sell it separately, but at the same time, I think it makes sense because that thing will take up so much space. Now, I want a closer look on the face over here. Just a pretty cosplayer's face. Oh, okay. I'm glad I scrolled through the pictures over here. They are providing an anime version face. Thank you. Thank you, AP Studio. That is the way it should be done. Yeah, they give you this one, you can swap the head out, and then the second head, they give you a stand, like a bust figure to display with it. That is the way it should be done. This is not nice. I don't like this. It makes the figure looks haunted to me even. That Yor Forger figure earlier, she needs a second face sculpt like this one. Okay, moving up next, we have Honkai Impacted Alicia again. This time around, this is a 1x4. Nice. By Pioneer Studio for $67. Oh, $419 for the standard, $467 for the deluxe. December release. Let's have a look. The deluxe one must come with the giant background, I guess. Alright, this looks promising. I feel like I'm looking at the Apex Toys Alicia figures that came out over the years, man. It looks really similar. Oh. Okay, from this angle, it looks really good. But then you look from a lower angle, then things are starting to look a bit off. I think this is a matter of viewing angle. Don't you think her eyes look slightly misaligned from this angle? Oh no, I think the eyes are arranged in a curved path like this, right? Yeah, the eyes are curved. So it looks misaligned. No, it isn't. That's the problem with some figures, due to the character design, depending on the angle you look at, it can look a bit off. No, this is normal. Okay, so under $500 for the deluxe one. All of these. Really good purchase, isn't it? Right, moving up next over here, one of the highlights this week, Fallen Dream Studio, Honkai Star Castaways. Okay, standard version is going for $339. Wow, the standard version has a lot of stuff going on. Whew. Looks a bit messy, however. The face is fine. I love the face. Why does it look like something from the Fate series, the way they drew the eye over here? Anyways, deluxe version, what do you get? Oh wow, a dragon. Alright, $484. Oh, damn. Wow. I think for a figure like this, they need 3 versions, not 2 versions. Like, even the standard version has a giant base with effect parts. What about an even cheaper one with a simpler base? Not black displays, but something simple. This has to be the best Castaways figure yet so far. There were like 2 or 3 of them in the previous weeks, but this is among the best ones. Recently, Honkai Star Rail has this collab with Fate series, right? And then they introduced Saber. I just feel like I'm looking at a Fate character for some reason, but I like this so much. Yep, we have a lot of excellent third parties this week, even though there are not many figures. The next one here, wow. XB Studio Jomai Saori from Blue Archive, $185. June 2026 release. Is this customable? The ultimate question. Okay, give me a second for me to scroll through the pictures which I couldn't show on screen, unfortunately. I think I have some bad news. Yeah, I don't think this is customable. This is such a waste of plastic, man. All the teasing over here, but you can't undress it. I don't think. It is so funny because a figure like this is indirectly not Hadaka, so it is somewhat allowed, but at the same time, this is obviously not something made for children, you know? But just because the genitals are not visible, it is okay, according to the Chinese government's law. I mean, if they're making something like this, it is okay, right? Weird. And the last figure for this week is good stuff as well. From Zenless Zone Zero, we have Nico Demara from Circle Max Studio, $209. December 2025 release. This is really good. And you know what? I'm confident that this figure will turn out excellent because I have just covered that Ellen Joe figure by the same studio in my recent episode of which third-party resin figure brand is any good. I think the title of that video has something to do with Dodomo Studio. Yeah, go and check out that video. There are pictures of Circle Max Studios Ellen Joe, which is incredible. And the reason why I remember that brand is because this figure over here, she has this fans base behind her that Ellen Joe figure has a very similar base. So yes, this is a big yes. Even if I may have purchased the Apex Toys version, I mean pre-ordered for example, if I want more figures of this character, I would look into this one really seriously. This version and also the one by Alice 21 Studio. Yeah, together with the Apex Toys one, this would be my top 3 for Nico Demara figures. $209, very reasonable considering the whole package over here. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. And until then, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful or informative, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this every week. Before you go, there will be one more news video dropping this Tuesday. Yeah, 48 hours away. So do check out that as well because I won't spoil it for you, but things are not looking good over in China involving 18 plus figures. Yep. Alright, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching and goodbye.